Okay, so now this is the setup that we just left. This is my actual setup here. Now I'm going to show you how you can set up OCO orders or the guardrails when trading the strategy that I trade every day. Remember I said that we're going to customize these buttons. And the way you do that is this. But before you do that, let me show you something else in this video. If I click on one of these contracts, it's going to populate down here. You see that? The way that happens is these little buttons up here, they're synchronized. It work together. And the way you fix that is like this. You go here, you click one. I got mine on the group cross layouts. I got mine on number one. And I make all of these number one so that it's all together. They all sync together. So if I change the contract or the company, Meta, everything changes. See, everything changes. So now we got Meta over here, Meta up here, and Meta contracts and charts down there. So that's the purpose of that little button there. You can synchronize everything or group everything together so everything changes, so you can see everything happening in one area. All right, let's go back over here now and how you set up your the guardrails. Now, you go over here into the Turbo Trader and click on settings. I don't mess with the general settings. I'm not worried about that. And because I don't trade stocks, I'm not worried about that. The stock button's up here. See, stock orders, that these four buttons up here. I don't mess with that because I'm not trading stocks. If you want to trade stocks, you go in here and manipulate that if you like. But I'm trading options, so I'm going to be down here in this section. So go back over here, close this drop down menu, open up the options one. So now, see it says buy bid. That's this one right here, buy bid. That's that button right there. I come over here, select that, and I come and manipulate these fields here. So my limit, I got it set to, my order type is going to be a limit. When I get into my trade, it's going to be a limit. I only want to get one contract. It's going to be the bid price. I can change that if I want to. You see that? If you want to, because sometimes they have other options when you drop down. I have the limit offset to 1 cent. And what that means is this: when my order goes in, whatever the price is, it'll be 1 cent above that price. Because sometimes options contracts move pretty fast. So I try to catch it while it's moving. And that 1 cent buffer kind of helps me get that. Automatically adjust price. I don't mess with that. Time enforced. This is set for a day because it can be set for good till cancel. Mine is set for the day, but because we're day trading, I don't really got to mess with that. And here is where the guardrails are set up. Right here. Stop loss, you click on that and take profit. My stop loss when I click on the bid button will be 10% down, and my take profit is 40% up. And if you don't like to use the mouse to get into trades, you can make this a hotkey. My hotkey for this one is Control B, but I don't really use that. I really get in and out of positions with my mouse. Anyway, that's for that button. So if I go over here and let me change this back to SPY. Let's change this here to 1 day. Let's leave it on the 1 cent situation here. Right now, if I go here and select this here, down here, you're going to see a buy and a sell order all in one. That's what I call the guardrails. It's going to be 10% down and 10% up. And let me show you. Hopefully this order don't get filled, but let's see what happens. Okay, hold on. Let me pause this here. All right, cool. Here we go. So now, it won't go through because the order's too cheap, and I don't want to actually take a real trade right now. But anyway, what you would see is a take profit up here and a stop loss down here with your order right in the middle, the one that's trying to get filled. And when the stock moves up to the take profit, it'll get you out. And when the stock moves down against you to the stop loss, it'll get you out. The thing that I like about this is this. If the stock is going in my favor, like for example, let's say we was in something like this, and the stock goes in my favor going up, and my stop loss is down here, I can click on the stop loss and drag it up to either my original entry price or where the profit is at the moment. So now, and then let it go and hit OK. So now that becomes the new stop loss. You hear me always talking about moving up the stop loss. That's what I mean by that. And now, I don't really mess with this button, but you can go ahead and change that as well over in the settings as well. And you can make another customized button. Let me show you that one as well. Because sometimes, once I'm in the green for the day, I start trading this one, which is, let me show you where that one's at. Let's go to customize. Close this one. Okay, cool. It's the same setup like I just showed you before, but now my take profit is 20% and my stop loss is 7%. Because once I'm in the green, sometimes I don't need the whole trade that long, or I don't need it to go against me that much. So I start trading that one. So now it gets me in the same way like the other one did, but this time the take profit is 20%, a lot shorter than the other one, and the stop loss is 7%. And those are the two buttons that I use in terms of my my entries. Now we'll talk about how to get in and set up in the key levels and all that in another video, but that's how I actually this is my setup every day. And once I'm in the trade, you'll see it come over here. Now you'll see yourself in this section here, it'll be green or red. If you're green, that means you're in profit. If it's red, that means you're taking a loss at the moment. And then it'll tell you that the last average price or your cost basis in the middle here. That's what all that lines up here. And you can see the price action moving up and down over here. This is my setup every day, and pretty much that's how we roll. Anyway, let's move over into the next video where I'm going to show you how to set up the guardrails in Thinkorswim and in Tasty Trade. All right, cool.